Itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again. So, it's raining. Can't tell already. The diesel fumes are not rising very high, so I'm inhaling them, and when I inhale diesel fumes it makes me do weird stuff. So there you go. Oh, rain, rain, rain. I just got a truck out, or I hope out. Got another one just going by right now. That's a hill right there, and that truck that just went out actually went up it pretty good. Went up it by himself pretty good. But when it's raining and these roads are slick and wet, as a truck driver, you have to cheat that nose of that truck over as far as you can in those curves. Because if you don't, if you're scared of that truck and you're worried about it, and you set that truck up in the middle of that curve, right in the middle to go around, you've already done screwed yourself. You've done set your trailer up to go into the ditch. And oftentimes, a lot of drivers, they are terrified, man, when it starts raining. But the thing about it is, like that hill up there with that curve in it, the truck, you can cheat that truck over way to the left. The curve goes right, you can cheat that truck way over to the left, and it ain't going nowhere. And here's why: because the trailer's going to hold the truck. The trailer's going to hold the truck. But if you don't cheat that truck over, and that you're going to make it with the truck, but when the trailer goes in a ditch, the trailer ain't going to hold that truck. That trailer's going to turn that truck over. And it's very easy fooling with these trucks to roll one over in this stuff like this. So I'm gonna load this truck here and hope that we have pretty good luck in getting it out too. But you have people, you know, like the rain and all that stuff and all that, it doesn't bother me, and it doesn't bother a lot of other people. But you have people that when the conditions kind of get against you, they kind of lose. They start, the scare factor goes way high, you know, and it's just different personalities, you know, I guess. So, but, and you see these trees, they don't have freaking bark on them, man. Alright, we're in the heart of the spring of the year right now, and what happens is the sap starts rising in these trees, and oh my goodness, man, when I say that, the sap is the moisture. The tree starts pumping moisture out of the ground because it's starting to leaf out, green up, it's starting to grow. The tree is coming back to life from the winter months, and it's starting to flourish and grow. And so it sucks the moisture out of the ground, and it gets in that cambium layer, which is a layer that's right underneath the bark right now, that's between the bark and the main wood of the tree. And that is the life support to that entire tree. That cambium layer is the entire life support of that tree. It provides all the nutrients all the way up to the tree. Now, I may not have stated that correctly like a professor would or something like that, but in just plain old country boy terms, that's what the heck it is. So when it does that, the bark gets really tender on these trees, all of them, pine trees, oaks, poplar, all of them. So I mean, bark, you just if you breathe on the tree, the bark will come off of it. But you think, well, that's no big deal, bark's coming off of it, whatever, you know. Well, here's what happens then. You can't hold on to these trees. Like, I grab them, they're slicker than owl snot on a doorknob, and they're just, you could not, there's no oil that is slick as that tree is right now. If you was to step on that tree right now, you would break your ever-loving neck. There is nothing that compares to how slick and slimy that is. So fish slime ain't got nothing on that right there, like a good old catfish. But, so the bark comes off, and you think, well, okay. Well, so when I'm loading these trees on these trucks, even I'm sitting in a pretty flat place right now because of the taper on the trees, I can throw them up on the freaking trailer and the tree slides back off the truck. So what I'll have to do is, some of them I'll have to take them and roll them around in some dirt or something and get some grit on them or something, or just, if I'm having trouble with a lot of them, just let them lay for a day or two and let them kind of dry some, and then I can put them on there. So it compounds it like that, and then the truck, we'll lose them going out of here on the log road. They'll come off the trailer, even though they're binded down, they'll still come off the log trailer. We'll lose them in the county road up there. We've had trucks going down the hill on a rough hill, mashed their brakes, you know, trying to slow down. Tree goes slap over the top of the daggum truck, tear stacks off of it, all kinds of crap like that. And then like a load of hardwood, oh my gosh, man, like poplar, the bark don't come off in little chunks and pieces like this pine does. The poplar comes off in these big sheets. So like, I get through loading a load of poplar or hardwood pulpwood, and it's just this mass of hair. I mean, you can't even see the trailer, so the driver spends, you know, 10 or 15 minutes cutting that crap off of that thing, and it's horrendous. And my road gets all jacked up here where I'm loading them in it and everything like that. But so once we get out of this springtime, give it a few more weeks, and start getting into some warmer temperatures, that sap, that bark will come back to those trees, and it will adhere back to those trees, and it won't come off like it is. So that's the reason why you have two shades of growth rings on those trees. You got a light growth ring, and you got a dark growth ring. The light growth ring is springtime growth, really fast growth, and then the dark ring on it is the summertime growth. That's when it's the tree, you know, is struggling for moisture and stuff like that. So when you cut a tree down, you can actually look at it and you can tell if you've had a drought or not, because the dark colored growth ring will be really, really narrow. So if you've had a good wet summer, the dark growth ring will be wide like the light growth ring, because you're always going to have water coming out of the winter months for the spring growth. So that growth ring is always going to be really good. So when you're counting growth rings, you got a light and a dark. That don't equal 2 years. A light and a dark together equals 1 year. So a lot of people, they can't cut these trees down and they count this and they're like, well, that tree's 150 years old. It's not, because they're counting every ring down through there. And so just a little tree 101 for you. So hope you like Itsy Bitsy Spider. Later.